supporting the importance of social emotional learning to our students, to our staff, to our school communities, and to our world in general. So it's something that's spreading. All 50 states participated, many countries, and it's a celebration. And really importantly, New Jersey has just rocked it. We have, even though this is all great stuff, it's wonderful. And we're a little competitive that New Jersey's has just done such a great job. And have to say that New Jersey, it's looking great for this year as well. Last year we were had the most one of the top 10 impressions, most impressions, had resolutions and state board of resolutions or proclamations, and this year as well. So it's worth knowing that this is, that there's many, not only school districts, schools, school districts, associations and organizations, but the State Board of Education and Governor Murphy have both signed these very, very powerful proclamations and resolutions about the importance of SEL to the students and the staff and the parents within our communities. It's worth having a read of these proclamations and resolutions. There's some very important things in here. And we're so grateful to, that both the State Board of Ed and Governor Murphy felt this was important enough for them to take the time and the effort to make this happen. And likewise, it is not just New Jersey. President Biden this morning, and apologies for the terrible state and the blurriness of this, but President Biden has issued a letter as well in support of SEL Day. And we know that, that his wife, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, is an educator, and she's also a big proponent of social emotional learning. So we're thrilled that this not only has local support in schools, it has statewide support from the State Board of Ed and the Governor of New Jersey, but also the President of the United States. So this is a pretty big deal, and we're thrilled to be right smack dab in the middle of all of this. So what's coming up today? This is just a little bit of an introduction to everything. We have, as mentioned before, 5 workshops and a panel discussion. So we have 15 minutes between each. So for those of you who are going to see multiple ones of our workshops, which we hope there are some of you, just hang out. We're going to be showing some artifacts from SEL days in the past that are just great. So, maybe you'll recognize your school. Don't know, and there's some great videos as well provided by NJ SEL. So this is kind of the different workshops we'll be seeing, and we're just so grateful to the panelists who will be participating. They're from schools, they're taking time out of their day. Also wonderful partners from New Jersey Arts Foundation, from NJ SEL, Dr. Elias from the Rutgers SEL Lab, and also the New Jersey Department of Education and the School Climate Transformation Project, who will be up first. And then the School Culture and Climate Initiative will be closing things out, talking about the importance of a framework. So all of you should have received this with the timings. It's also available on the sel4nj.org website if you did not receive this. So it's, you should have that available. And now just a quick word before we get started in our workshops. We have about just a couple of minutes left. SEL4NJ is part of a national movement, and we are part of SEL4 US. And as you can see, those golden states on the map is where SEL4 US has state affiliates. And New Jersey, we're very proud that we were one of the very first affiliates. However, some people think, oh, is SEL sort of an East Coast thing or a West Coast thing? Well, it certainly is not. And as you can see that there are SEL4 states across the country. The governor of Colorado just issued a proclamation as well. So it's very interesting to take a look at this. And this is growing. We're adding more states all of the time. The goals and the objectives of SEL4NJ is to build statewide awareness for SEL, and thanks to all of you, we are raising awareness through SEL Day. We want to provide support for policies, for local efforts, as well as statewide efforts. We want to connect, to share research and great ideas. And we also want to make sure that all of you who are working in schools have access to the very best practice when it comes to implementation. So that's kind of what we're all about. So stay tuned for more information about what we've got coming down the pipeline. And very importantly, we're not going to spend much time, but we have over 2,600 members made up of schools, educators, associations and organizations active in the education field, and SEL providers broadly defined. And we are a volunteer-led organization, and we are a 501c3. And this is just one of, I believe, the last slide or two. It's really important to understand sort of how at SEL4NJ we defined SEL, and we define it very broadly, and it encompasses all of these terms and probably many more terms as well. And because we know that these things do not exist in a silo, they are all interconnected, and you can't do one without the other. So when we talk about SEL, we talk about all of those things that create a safe, caring, supportive school environment. So that's just something to keep in mind, how we interpret SEL. Just wanted to direct you to the SEL4NJ.org website. We're very much about that. Not only is SEL Day is important, but every day is SEL Day in New Jersey. But in addition is that, ideally SEL is integrated and embedded throughout the school experience, in the hallways, in the classrooms, on the sports fields, at Board of Ed meetings. Is that these are skills that people kind of inform how they interact with the world. So what we've done to help all of you out there in the field and all of us as well, we've created a series of briefs that talk about how SEL is related to all of these efforts. So have a look. They're linked on our website. They're very accessible, just single 1-pagers, 1.5 pagers. And so that's really worth having a look at. But, the idea is that we all walk and talk and breathe great social emotional skills, every minute. So that is right. So that is our introduction. So I am going to stop sharing my screen so that I can see all of you. And as mentioned before, we are now in a little bit at 12 noon. I believe we will be turning it, at 11:15, which is right now. We are turning it over to the